All right, good morning. So we're going to be talking about lobbyists paid by your property taxes, all right, Ada County. So Commissioner Ryan Davidson posted this November 25th. I believe that's um, last week, Saturday. So anyway, here's what he said. Time to end the practice of taxpayer-funded lobbyists in Ada County. As a private citizen, I was always offended when I heard about tax dollars going to lobbyists. You may not be familiar with this practice, but any public institution can use your taxes to hire private lobbyists to lobby any other institution, usually for more taxes to be collected and spent. Cities can lobby the state can lobby the feds, and the feds can lobby the cities. It becomes one endless cycle of forcing citizens to pay to subsidize their own tax increases. Imagine my own surprise then to find out that Ada County had its own contract lobbyist on the payroll. It's a relatively new phenomenon, started in 2018 when the board was under Democrat control. Ada County had been paying a whopping $80,000 per year for the service. It's Clearwater. On Tuesday, November 28th, this contract will be up for renewal in front of the Board of Commissioners. I believe it's time to put an end to this extravagance. Out of all 44 counties in Idaho, Ada is truly the last one who should be using tax dollars for private lobbyists. Our courthouse office is mere blocks from the Capitol, a short 10-minute walk. All three commissioners, two of whom are former legislators themselves, already have extensive contacts in the Capitol based on our years in politics. We can easily represent ourselves. The median income in Idaho for an individual is about $32,000. Lobbyists are earning $80,000 per year per client, and most professionals have many clients. The legislative session is only 3 months, and work for a client may amount to only a few hours a year depending on the issue. While large corporations can handle this, governments should not be justifying this kind of expense. Ada County is already represented by the Idaho Association of Counties, who sends representatives to the Capitol each year to talk about county issues. 5 legislative priorities are chosen per year to focus on. Ada County's proposal, reforming the law relating to hospital property tax exemptions, was selected as one of the association's 5 priorities, meaning we will already have a lobbying presence there. This is still taxpayer-funded lobbying, and I'm concerned with it, but at least the association represents all counties equally and only on issues on broad support. As an individual commissioner, I don't have any control over them since they are supported by all 44 counties, but I do have control over what matters are placed in front of me to vote on. From a pragmatic perspective, Ada County's private lobbyists is unnecessary. It's time to put an end to this program. If we don't do it now, it will never go away. The closest thing to eternal life on earth is a government program. Ronald Reagan. If you feel the way I do, you can contact the commissioners at bocc1@adacounty.id.gov before Tuesday to weigh in with your opinion. Ryan Davidson, Ada County Commissioner. So, I believe with the open meeting laws or whatever, maybe secrecy. The thing is, there's only three commissioners, right? So it's kind of difficult. I think what I think it is, because you can't have like a quorum, right? So the moment one of the commissioners tries talking to another one in an email, I believe it needs to be like they can't do that talking about specific issues, because then it would be violating probably some law about, they're basically conspiring or making decisions behind closed doors, and you don't want that. So that's where it becomes problem, because you're like, oh, why does he have to publish it, publicly? Well, anyway, here's the meeting. This was December 5th. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. I watched the hearing on November 28th to see if any of the issues came up. There wasn't any discussion, but here it is, and I'm playing this at 1.5 speed because I don't know if you can read the subtitles, but let's just see how it goes here.
All in favor, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, next up, we have a miscellaneous item. We have the Clearwater financial contract discussion. Who'd like to lead off on that?
Mr. Chair, happy to. You have in front of you the kind of closeout of the bill for the Clearwater assistance on the jail bond project. The contract you entered into them into Clearwater with is a $75,000 contract. They have submitted bills that eclipse that number, and so it's up to you today to determine. Currently, there's $965.25 left available under that $75,000 contract. What's before you today is an additional bill for $5,425 from Clearwater and $10,068.75 from PSG, who's their kind of subcontractor partner in this deal. And so it is up to the board to determine how to proceed forward. Clearwater has offered to eat their $5,425 bill if you will pay PSG their $10,068.75 bill, which ultimately will take you to just about $9,000 over our $75,000 contract. So completely in your discretion.
Okay, is there discussion?
Well, Mr. Chairman, I would suggest that we have, that they did a reasonably good job. I mean, obviously it failed, but it was very close. And I would suggest that I'm inclined to accept their offer of taking off the $5,000 and paying the contractor, because we did actually impose some other obligations on them. They had an obligation to come to us and request that in the contract. But, we did go through a lot of machinations with them, so I'm inclined to accept to give staff instruction to give us an agreement to pay the $10,000.
Any other discussion?
Mr. Chair, I think I probably feel a little less inclined than Commissioner Daly on that offer. I think $75,000 is a high amount for a campaign contract like this one. And the 75 was obviously largely for their time. That did not include postage and ancillary costs that the county also paid. So to me, the 75,000 is, if I had to do this all over again, I don't know if I would have even authorized that amount for this type of contract. I think that's a sufficient amount, and I think we should stick to the contract language. I think we should pay up to the $965 that's left and close this out.
Okay. Any other discussion? Or motion?
Well, we don't have to have a motion, right? We just instruction to them to bring back the contract or the payment authorization. That's a question.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Commissioners, I think a motion would be preferable, so that I have clear direction of what to do. Ultimately, what I will do either way today is leave here and go touch base with Clearwater and tell them to submit an invoice for whatever the costs are, and then you will approve that in some form or fashion on an OBM. But
So this is just discussion then?
but here you have a discussion. But I just if I could get unequivocal direction, I'll make sure to land the plane.
Mr. Sheriff, I can jump in just on behalf of the sheriff. He's here today and couldn't be here as he had another meeting to attend, but wanted to share that he shares Commissioner Daly's thoughts on this payment at this point. That he thinks they did an absolute fantastic job under the time constraints they were given, and that they, while we would have preferred they give us a little notice that they were going to go over, he understands that they did, and it's not an exorbitant amount that they went over.
Well, they've offered to ameliorate that somewhat. Yeah. Okay. So we don't have final bill, is that what you're saying?
So you have a proposal in front of you, Mr. Chair, but no, they're waiting for direction from you all before they submit an invoice. But it will either be for the 965 or something different based on what you all tell me you would like them to do.
Okay.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I suppose we're only bound to the contract, and any amount after that, I suppose, is up to board's discretion, whether we allow all zero or a partial amount. So I don't know if there's any area in the middle between myself and Commissioner Daly, but I guess that's always an option as well.
Okay. So that puts me in the middle.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I kind of agree with both my colleagues. I think we had a contract and it wasn't followed clearly, but I do think that we did give some signals that maybe we wanted some additional work to be done. So I think I kind of agree that we had to pay part of that. And I think if Clearwater was wanting to waive their fee, I think it'd be fine. I think. So anyway, is that clear enough?
I think I understand.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
All right, so I mean, I think they pretty much said what it is. You know, it's a $10,000 overage on a $75,000 contract, and it's not, I guess, not final yet. They just kind of gave general direction because there's only 3 of them, and you know the staff are trying to do the will of the board. So you have kind of a, you know, if just 2 of them agree with it, that's where it goes. You know, obviously, you know, if there's some fundamental disagreements on the project. Oh, okay. So let's just keep going on. I mean, generally speaking, I don't know. It's kind of a cluster because you have so many people working in it, and if you're giving signals to somebody, but you know, someone goes over, and then you hear them say 10,000 doesn't seem like that much, and in the grand scheme of things, probably it's in overages, it's not, but it's just something to be, I guess, aware of. Maybe if you do have a fundamental disagreement with lobbyists, then being paid with your property tax bills, um, that's probably something you should be bringing up. Well, now it's on my radar. I'll probably be watching it next time it comes through budget and see, see what happens there. So anyway, in terms of the email, some people did write an email out, and this was the response that some received. No decisions have been made by the board at this time. All contracts, including this contract for lobbying services, follow a prescribed approval process to ensure compliance with Idaho law. As you are likely aware, Ada County has retained the services of a lobbying firm to assist us for a number of years now. Being a county commissioner in Idaho's most populous county is a full-time job. Our days and often evenings are filled with meetings necessary for the proper operation of county government. Commissioners' meetings schedules simply won't allow us to be at all necessary legislative meetings and committee hearings on bills that impact Ada County. Financial public policy and other issues of great importance to Ada County will be discussed at the legislature this session. Criminal public defense reform, tax exemptions, emergency medical services, funding of court services, governance and funding formulas for health districts, state water policy which impacts local land use, reimbursement to continue to counties for state inmates in county jails. These are issues that will impact Ada County residents greatly. It is important for the county to have its interests represented well this session to ensure good public policy making. And I just kind of blew through the bullet points. Like all county expenses, the funds to pay for lobbyist services had to be budgeted. This spring and summer, the Board of Ada County Commissioners went through the regular and extensive budgeting processes, and the funding for these services was approved unanimously. The county budget was approved line by line during presentations, approved again in its entirety as a tentative budget, and the final budget unanimously approved by the Board of County Commissioners in August of 2023. Sincerely, Board of Ada County Commissioners. Now, I didn't hear. I don't know if staff wrote that. I didn't see in that particular meeting an approval of specifically how to write it. But you know, they went over budget, and it's up to they're going to be, I guess, coming back with the bill. So I'll repost when they finally approve the extra budget and what that dollar amount is, or they're going to receive an invoice. Maybe it's going to be discussed, maybe not. I mean, they pretty much kind of discussed their intentions anyway to generally approve it as of now. So anyway, have a good day.